Have you had to deal with, or maybe you agree with it? If that's true, that's fine. This idea, what I'll call it. Well, IT is just a cost center or utility. This perspective, right? And that's a perspective that's widely shared. It's not controversial to say that. That doesn't mean it's right, and doesn't mean it's wrong either, right? It might be partially right and partially wrong. But given the roles that you've had, what have you heard others do to try to deal with that perception if it's inside your own organization? Because to my point, it could be a healthy perspective on certain things, but could also cause a lot of problems if it's what I'd call sort of a simplistic view.
I think maybe one approach to how I'll talk about that question is thinking about my career a little bit. Started out in a very technical path, right? And, early in my career, then when I started sort of maybe moving up and being in manager roles and sort of at least had vision to that CIO role, right? But I remember those first few companies, IT was in such a box. And it was you had the CIO and his team, and they were over here on the side. And like you said, it was a cost center. We have to have this, but it was almost like it was segregated from the whole rest of the operations of the company, right? And typically those people were very technical thinking and a lot of arguments between them and the CFO trying to justify spend and all that. Where I started seeing a lot of evolution of that is when most CIOs I know today, they truly are business people, right? They may have come up through the technology ranks and they're good at understanding and connecting the dots between technology and the business, but I mean, they're business people today and they do sit at the table. Companies couldn't function without it. And so as I think companies started to realize it wasn't a just like, hey, this is a necessary thing. This is like we don't have a company without this.
Right.
Like none of these departments exist anymore without the platforms that make them run. And so as the CIO role became more important, more of a business role, more integrated into the C-suite, I've just felt like I've seen that division erode a lot
Right.
more.